So how long after you or like when you were in art school, did you have a specific thing that you were studying or a specific type of like, style or was it just, it was just, you just liked art and that's why you went?
I mean, I was always artistic. And always drawn towards that. Like I liked paint. I had a few exhibitions. I had exhibition of my art in Berlin. I have
Wow.
So I was pretty successful in painting concept and like, creating visual arts that are more like me making it and then showcasing it rather than anything. I've been writing poetry for a short period of time. I won some award for it. Like I was always drawn towards art and music and culture in general. And then I started theater. Yeah. And I've been in theater school for like 2-3 years. And that was something I really, really enjoyed. Yeah. I'm very good in improv. So yes, and is my thing. Yeah, I love improv. And I also been doing actually acting without speaking at all, acting with the music as a background. And like, so that was something I really enjoyed and it was really fun. And then I kind of get a little swamped in my family living. So I kind of stepped back a little bit, didn't go to study because I wanted to go to University of Art in Poland, but fortunately I couldn't make it. And then I moved to UK. Okay. And I figured out that in UK, whatever I was feeling like it's hobby and hopefully one day maybe in UK become my full-time job. Really quickly. So I become like a stylist on the set for the photos. I was doing makeup. I learned how to do makeup and how to style because I really want to do fashion. Okay. That was like the original concept was fashion. I wanted to dress people for theater and for movies. Okay.
Oh, so you wanted to be a costume designer?
Yeah, costume designer. That was my dream to be. Okay. To be costume designer. But obviously that required a lot of knowledge and technique and everything. So I switched a little bit into like a FX makeup concept. I started doing FX makeup.
Nice.
I did a lot of FX makeup for my actual porn stuff too.
Oh, you do?
Yeah. That's how I started winning awards in the industry. I started putting prosthetics on myself for Halloween shoots.
Oh, that's interesting.
I won my very first award for Best Gothic Scene of the Year with Alt Porn Awards, and I was fully dressed in like prosthetics on my chest with like breathing pentagram and I did everything, and I also did a little bit of like spooky cosplays, like I was doing Exorcist, that type of thing. Because I like being filthy, but I like to be creative even more. So if I can mix both of those things and make it a little spooky and weird, then perfect. It's like you feel aroused, but you question if you should wank to it or not. Well, and that's my realm.
Yeah, well, and it's cool because you can actually do that now. You can actually create your own style. You can create your own aesthetic in terms of the kind of content that you make, and so you can hit that specific. Like if you want to be more gothic, you want to like I was thinking of there was I think he was Danish or somewhere, but the artist H.R. Giger.
H.R. Giger is from Sweden. He's not Danish. He lives in Gruyere, Switzerland.
Yeah, well, I mean, he died a few years ago.
I've been in his museum. I'm a big fan of H.R. Giger because he's an Alien creator.
Yeah, he created Alien. Yes. He created.
I'm a huge fan.
Yeah, and his creations just were very dark but they were very sexual. That's why
That's why I'm a big fan.
Yeah, well, that's the whole concept of Alien. The idea of the chest burster basically being this kind of, phallic, penis coming out of him.
He also creates Species. There was a movie called Species, and it was so hot.
Yeah, with Natasha Henstridge.
Yes, I love Species. It's underrated as fuck, but he actually have his museum in Gruyere. I went there, and between my shoots, I like literally had one constellation when I was visiting Zurich, and I'm like, it's only 100 miles away. Let's go. Yeah. So I went to the museum, and it's like you walk like into the spaceship, and part of the museum is actually 18 plus only.
Oh yeah, I'm not surprised.
And it's great.
Yeah,
it's great. Definitely worth it. There is like the figurines from Species on the entrance and whatever else. Plus, I drink the biggest jar of beer ever because they have it's supposed to be like, coffee place, but technically they serve mostly beer.
Yeah.
And the beer was like that fucking big, like, and you sit in the seats like from Prometheus.
Okay.
Yeah, that are huge seats like on Prometheus, and then you have this big jar of beer. I was like, oh my God,
Wow.
I lived my life to the fullest. I was so happy.
Yeah, no, and that's the thing is, and because when you were mentioning that again, it seemed like he was one of those first artists that really kind of was able to fuse this kind of super dark gothic, kind of scary.
I mean, there was
sexy.
Beksiński as well. Beksiński is Polish, and
Yeah.
he was very into it until before he, unalived himself. What already speaks very, about how dark his brain was.
Yeah.
And then I'm also very big fan of Salvador Dali and Goya.
Yeah.
Goya was the first gothic one. He was. We didn't call each other goths when Goya was an artist.
That was a different thing.
Yeah, but his art is extremely dark and creepy and sexy and hot.
Yeah. Well, and so that's the thing. So is that why like you just artistic things just draw you so much, is because they have such an effect on you in terms of...
My aunt is an artist. She lives in Berlin. She actually helped me to sort my very first paid gigs as a painter myself when I was a teenager. That was my first like side job for the summertime. I learned how to speak fluent German that time, and I was helping her in like preparing exhibitions and stuff. And I think I just catch the bug of art. I never find myself again the same. I would say when I never feel like connected with Poland because of that, because Poland seems to be very like daunting and not that artistic, not that open-minded like I like it. Berlin is extremely open-minded place, and I kind of grew up there. And
yeah.